Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of this read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I'm going to do the relationship part first, and then the singles second. And I pop up the oracle cards as needed. 6 for Sag, 6 for them. 6 for them, and then 6 for you. Okay. I'm not getting oracle cards yet, but if it is warranted, we'll put them in there. Okay. Now, oddly enough, I feel like what you're starting with, is this correct? Yeah. You are in a position of hope. You feel good. You get the star card. I feel like things are a little... I feel like things are a little crazy, but you're happy and you're enjoying it and you're just feeling good. Optimistic, I would like to say, but I feel like they're a little crazy for some reason. I'm getting kind of like this crazy whirlwind, but I feel like you're enjoying it for whatever reason. It is what it is. You're just kind of living the moment. Optimistic about it. Like everything's going to work out. Might be a little crazy, but it's all going to work out. Your partner, Queen of Cups. Your partner loves you. I don't feel like that's a question in this relationship, but there's a weight on them. Something is kind of holding them down a little bit. Don't get caught up in the gender of the card, of course, but I'm feeling like emotionally they're not expressing something. They're feeling some weight here. They're feeling held down a little bit. Now, I feel like what further explains this is like there's something coming forward from the past that's causing some pressure. And it's a little it's uncomfortable. I just feel like it's uncomfortable. Like it's just like weighing, but it's not like painful, it's just uncomfortable. And it's just one of those things where they're just like, I gotta do this. For this relationship, I will hold this, but it's uncomfortable. Definitely uncomfortable, but there's history. Something from the past is coming forward, and they're kind of holding it, and they're not sure how long they're gonna have to hold on to this for. But I feel like this is a burden that they feel like they're going to have to share with you at some point. At this point, they're not feeling comfortable with it, though. Now, things are a little crazy at the moment, it seems like for you, but you seem to be like just kind of like... I feel like you're looking at the situation like, you know, it could go this way, it could go that way. You're not really worried about it, is what I'm feeling. But it's like, it could go this way, it could go that way. I'm not going to worry about it until something happens. Are you aware? You're aware of what's going on with your partner. Your partner seems more concerned about how this is going to affect you. And they seem to be holding on to some weight that they're not pushing forward to you. They're holding some weight, and they're realizing that one of these balls that are up in the air is heavier than all the rest. One of them has a lot better chance than all the rest. And they're viewing this same situation like one of these balls has a lot more chance of happening, and that's the one that's going to be hard. But you're kind of like, you know, until it happens, I'm just going to be optimistic and go with it. Now, I feel like what's coming forward is coming forward. And I don't feel like it's bad. It's just like what it's going to mean to you. Okay. We're going forward here. Your partner has a position of strength, and the Ten of Cups, they're very, very much fortified, happy. They're in joy with you. That sounds interesting. They're in joy. But they're very strong, and they're very, very strong about keeping that joy. They're in joy with you, and they want to keep that joy. They're very strong. Like, this is why they're holding that. They want you to be happy, because when you're happy, they're happy. That seems to be what I'm getting here. they want you to be happy, and they're very, very, very willing to hold this weight to keep the joy. And I feel like it's kind of like the joy of the relationship is translating into the joy of life, of like, I feel like it's permeating. There's other things that your relationship affects for them, and they're just keeping it very close to home. They're aware that you're seeing it a certain way. It's not. I don't feel like they're holding anything really back. They're holding a little bit back, but not a lot. I feel like it's mostly like certain viewpoints, certain information is coming to them, and they're sharing it, but they're not accentuating things that will cause you to be less than happy. Now, I'm getting this as surface level, because when it comes right down to it, you're aware of whatever this is from the past. And you're not feeling connected with it just yet. Excuse me. You're not feeling connected with it just yet. I feel like there's a weird, like you're like one removed. It's not connecting just yet. You're aware of it, but it's not connecting just yet. I'm kind of ambivalent about this card because I feel like you're looking at it like out of the corner of your eye. You prefer to stay in the positive mindset. You prefer to look at it like, well, until one of these balls lands, why worry about it? But out of the corner of your eye, you're catching it. You're not. It's weird with this card because I feel like the door hasn't opened yet, but you're not knocking on the door. You're feeling like you're outside of the situation, but you're not knocking on that door. And I feel like you're almost kind of like, I don't know if I want to knock on the door. It's a weird way for this to come through. Because I feel like you're looking at it like, do I want to do this? Do I even want to bother with this? And it feels kind of like it's already on its own trek. It's already going where it's going on its own. And it's almost like, I don't know if I really want to open that door. You're kind of seeing it from your peripheral vision is kind of what I'm getting from here. Now, when it comes to you and your partner, this situation is just kind of like, you've got the Page of Cups here. You like what your partner's doing. You're seeing it for what it is. I think you're seeing it for what it is. And it's okay. You know what they're doing. I don't feel like you're oblivious to it. You're kind of enjoying it. You're realizing... I feel like you're almost viewing it back the same way they're viewing it towards you. They want you to be happy, and you want them to be happy. So you're just kind of like, this is how you're going through it. This is how you're living it. I know that this is going to fall at some point. You're like, if I really pay attention, I know. Like, you're kind of in that spot, like, I know. But my partner is feeling good, and they're very optimistic, and you're just kind of like, I feel like you're just letting it be. Though, this Page of Cups is telling me where the situation is, what's coming forward. You're not really in love with the situation as it is, but you do there's a connection for you to the past that you can't deny. You're just trying not to fully connect with it just yet. Like, I'm getting that, like, what's happening here. You know that your partner has this weight they're feeling, but it's allowing you to just kind of not have to go too deeply into the thought, and you don't want to. And you know that they're holding back. You're thankful for it. You appreciate that. You're okay with it. Like, it's, Now, what's going on here is the good question, because this is a situation that's interesting. You have the 8 of Wands on your side. Your partner has the 8 of Swords. I'm feeling like this is just before this, whatever's coming up from the past for you, it's like right up to the hilt, just before dealing with it, like before it comes into whatever the next focus is, whatever it's going to be, wherever the next phase, because there's something is coming from the past. It's coming up, and you're not really over the moon about dealing with it. Your partner is just kind of feeling like, you know what? I don't know if I should really do anything here. Nope, they're saying that's not where you should be going with this. Where should I be going with this? You're making the decision to make something happen. You're seeming to take the reins at this point. Okay, you're taking the reins. Really, that's what the Eight of Wands is telling us right now. I'm getting this bird over here, like, taking flight. Like, you're like, I'm gonna do what I want to do now. Like, I'm ready to handle this. Let's handle this. And I feel like you're coming towards your partner. Like, it's coming fast. It's like, all right, let's handle this. Because I see this is going to happen. I see a problem here. Let's just throw it out on the table. Let's just go through the emotions of it. And I feel like your partner is here with the Eight of Swords, kind of like, oh boy. And just kind of like, it's almost like they have their feet to the fire because they have this opinion, like, they don't want to push you. Yeah, I feel like you're pushing them, ironically. And they're just kind of like letting it weather out in this. They're going through this conversation, and I feel like they're nervous about where this is going. And it's almost like, I feel like they're having a hard time with this. They're very loyal to you. I feel like they're having a hard time with this conversation, though, because you're coming very aggressively towards them. Not in a mean way, but you're feeling like you want to figure this out. You want to deal with this. You're ready? You hit this moment where you're ready. Time to deal with it. Let's deal with it. And it comes strong. And I feel like your partner's just kind of like, oh boy. And they're very loyal to you. I'm getting that again. They're very loyal to you, but they don't know what to do besides just respond to your questions and try to participate in the conversation the best they can. I just feel like there's frazzled nerves here. Like, they're trying to hold their side, but I feel like it's coming very strong. And to them, it's a very sensitive situation. To you, you just want to deal with it. And I feel like there's a little bit of a mismatch on how to handle this. Because I feel like there needs to be, like, when it comes between the two of you, how you match up, you get the Four of Cups. Like, I feel like this conversation, like, I feel like this is acknowledging a conversation. This conversation happens, but I feel like both of you need to step back and think about it a little more. I feel like whatever happens in this conversation needs to be processed, and it needs to be thought through a little deeper. And I feel like both of you are going to kind of do that. I feel like there's a moment where it could get a little bit, I feel like your partner might get a little upset because they feel very pushed. And it just might, I feel like your emotions might come out about how you're feeling, and there might be like a little bit of a slight argument. Slight. And you might both have to like just step back and just let it breathe. I feel like the whole point of this is to realize it's the situation, it's not the relationship, it's the situation that you're faced with as a couple, and it just needs to step back and let it breathe. I feel like you're going to be fine. I don't feel like it's a bad argument, just that I feel like you're ready. You decided you're ready to deal with it. Let's do. And your partner's just, I feel like they're not ready. I feel like they're not ready. And because they want to make sure you're okay. There's like, they're willing to hold this burden, and they feel like they've committed to doing that. And when you're like, all right, let the burden go. I'm ready to deal with it. And you just kind of shock them, and they don't know how to react. And then you kind of force them into this conversation, not purposefully, but just you're ready. And you're like, I'm ready. You should be ready. Let's just go through it. And it just kind of, it doesn't match. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But whatever this conversation is, I feel like information is exchanged. It gets right out there how things are. So everything is in a level playing field, but it gets a little too much. And I feel like it's just about the getting information all equal between all parties. And then you have to step back and just like soak it in. I feel like you'd rather make a decision and just move forward, but I don't feel like it's time for that. I don't feel like your partner's ready for that because they weren't in that mindset at this point. So it may not be what you want at the moment, but I feel like that's kind of where this is going. I don't know if that's, well, you know, I'm sure. Thank you for commenting because I know people will comment. I'm feeling like the energy I'm getting on this side though, like not they rather just deal with it and move forward, but the other side's not ready. And then when this, I feel like when this time is where you're both thinking about it, you're just kind of soaking it in. From there, I feel like it'll unfold naturally. It won't be an issue because I feel like communication will be more even and it'll be easier to deal with the situation. This moment needs to happen though, because then things even out and then things stay even from there. Okay. We good? Good. All right. Let's go on to Sagittarius singles. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius singles. What is going on with Sagittarius singles? Messages for Sagittarius singles. Messages for Sagittarius singles. Empowering messages that help them prepare for what they have coming towards them, help them find what they want in life, help them empower themselves. All right. I think we will. Actually, I do think your reading is... I don't really see any negative cards here, but for some reason I am pulling forward some oracle cards. Alright. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to say I'm already jealous of your reading because I like this for myself. First blush, of course. Knight of Swords, you're going out there. You're talking. You're letting the person know you're interested in them. You seem like you've got a lot of spunk going here. You got what you need to move forward in this. Because I'm getting the Knight of Swords with the Page of Swords in your thoughts. Not afraid to say how you feel. That's what I'm getting. You're getting right out there and telling this person. Now, this person I'm noticing in the history, you do have a social connection with them. So it's something that you've been working on this for a while. I don't know if you've been working on it for a while. I feel like you've known them for a while at the very least. There's a social connection. So you've gotten to know them a little bit. You're liking what you're seeing, and you're like, you know what, you should be in my life. It seems kind of interesting because the other person, I feel like they seem to be tied between you and someone else. Is that correct? For some of you. They're not sure if they want to get into a relationship, at the very least. I feel like for some of you, there's somebody else, but like, I don't feel like it's like a problem. For most of you, I feel like this person isn't really sure if they want to get into a relationship right now. Okay, that makes sense. It's not a bad thing. You, on the other hand, you know what you want. And you're willing to work it out. If it's a slow pace going forward, then it's a slow pace going forward. Whatever needs to be done, you're willing to work it out. You got the Three of Pentacles here. I'm getting this as working it out with someone else. Talking it through. Here's where like I'm feeling like you're showing like this is where I am. This is what I feel. And then you're like, what do you want? What do you feel? I don't know why it's coming through like a very musical. I don't know why. That's kind of weird. You're playful about this. You're playful about this. You're very happy. A lot of good energy here. I'm also getting here, just the base of this is the Sun card. You're on the right path. Just because the other person doesn't seem to know if they want to be in a relationship right now or not, I feel like you're barking up the correct tree. Like, this is a good idea. Life doesn't always work out where everybody's ready at the same time, but if somebody takes the initiative and they feel right about it, and they take the chance, it might be the right time, just the other person doesn't realize it. Now, what is anything else? No, I feel like that's... the Sun card says you're going the right direction. If this is hitting with you. I'm getting... There's definitely a playful energy. If this is hitting, you have a playful energy about this. It's a fun, giddy, playful energy. You like this person. You've come to that conclusion. You've got the Magician. You want this. You're going to make it happen. The Judgment in your favor. It's going your way. this with the Sun card here, everything is really very powerful, going your way. I'm getting a lot of positive energy, especially I have fire cards reinforcing a fire sign, which makes me really confident that this is going your way. Especially with, you have the Queen of Wands in the future with the romance. Now, don't get caught up in the gender. You could take this either way, of course. Either you're interested in the Queen or you are the Queen. Whichever it is, romance is happening. This, everybody's on the same page here, clearly. You and this other person, whoever you're interested in, it clicks in. Like, I feel like this is a moment in the future, like, you push this forward into a relationship and it goes forward. This romantic moment, though, the two of you are snapped. Like, this is a good, like, this is a snap together. This is good. This is like eye to eye. Whatever doubts this person had before are being washed away or melting away, however you want to look at it. I do want to acknowledge, like, it's another fire card, but it is saying Seven of Wands. Any obstacles you have, if there's obstacles, a distance obstacle, a religious obstacle, social, whatever if you have obstacles here, you're overcoming them. Because you got the yes with an exclamation point with the Seven of Wands, which makes me really feel like you're overcoming them fairly effortlessly. Not that they're easy things to overcome, but you're not letting them hold you back. Distance, family, social, whatever the obstacles you might come across, even if it's like a business, like one of you is in one part of this business, the other one like is a little bit below the other, whatever, you're overcoming them. You're not letting these stop you. So this is going your way. Again, like I said in the beginning of this part, like, kind of jealous of this reading. I would love this for myself because everything's a go. Everything's on track. The other person seems to be a little confused whether they want to be in a relationship or not at the beginning, but you help them figure that out. Especially in this romantic moment in the future, those doubts melt away because they are extremely locked in. Like, this clicks for them at that point. I feel like it already clicked for you, but for them, clicks right in, all good. Anything else? All right, well, I think that was a good read there. All right, Sagittarius, of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.